Alrighty, we are live in action. Whole damn enchilada podcast wrestling edition with me and Casual J.
What's up,
What's
brother?
up? How are you today, Casual J?
Doing all right. It's a fine Wednesday. About to watch the best wrestling show of the week.
The best wrestling show of the week?
No, it's pretty bad.
I mean, we don't have to hate all over it or anything like the other people, but it's definitely not the best.
I mean, no MJF, no Wardlow. I
Yeah,
can't
what
even
happened to
name you.
Wardlow? Is he hurt?
Well, I think he took like a legit. I think he had a legit injury that he was fighting through it so he can
I
get his
remember
title
something with
match.
his back or his leg.
I know he had a knee injury, but then I don't
Yeah,
know.
knee. Yeah,
And
that's what
now
it was.
Buddy's just gone.
Crazy.
So, hey.
I mean, he could be broken, or they could just not put him on TV like they do with everybody else. So,
Yeah, but I mean, Adam Cole's been broken for how long? And he's on TV every week.
yeah, I mean, Danhausen's not broken. He hasn't been on TV at all.
Yeah, I think he's pretty upset about that.
Yeah, he seems like it. He's got
Hmm
about it. But all right, let's get to why we're here today. Um, Today we're going to be doing kind of a storytelling main focus of our show, but also just going to get through the week in wrestling. That's kind of our fun thing to do, go through the week and talk about our topic while we do that. Uh, any initial thoughts on the week?
I think it was a big week, especially coming off of like we had Mania and Mania after Raw the week before. I think this week was pretty big. We had Rhea Ripley dropping the belt most recently. Very near and dear to my heart. Mommy had to lay it down, and I was screaming and yelling at the TV. Didn't want it to happen. I was hoping it was a work, and she had to lay it down.
Yeah, but it's going to make that story so much stronger, though,
Oh
to
yeah,
be fair. I mean, it does suck for sure, but I think it's a blessing in disguise, especially when we get to that Liv and Rhea match eventually. Hopefully at SummerSlam, if Rhea can go.
it would be nice, but they said several months. It doesn't sound promising.
They said several months about Seth, didn't they?
Yeah, and I think he's still hurt. I think Buddy was just fighting through it.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I think he's taking a break mostly because they don't have anything for him to do.
Yeah, I've
You
seen
can't throw
somewhere.
him into anything right now.
Yeah, him and Becky probably taking some time off together.
You would think, but maybe they're calling Becky back because of the Rhea thing.
Right, right. So I mean, somebody's got to get that belt. I mean, I would assume Liv gets the belt. Um, I hope they don't put it on somebody like Nia Jax because hater.
You know, I was gonna say I think they're probably gonna put it on Nia Jax.
Yeah, yeah. Give her
I
her
don't know.
little.
I don't think you should hate her. I think she's a lot better than you give her credit for.
I mean, I'm supposed to hate her though, right?
No, for sure, like heel wise, but I know you hate her more than that.
Yeah, yeah. She's
You
up
very
there.
much dislike her.
Yep. Well, she probably got a job because of the part of the tree, technically, bloodline, right?
Yeah, but she's gotten a lot better too. I don't know. I could agree with you and I could disagree at the same time.
What do you think? The Queen of the Ring gets the belt. What do you think? That's what's gonna happen, or what?
Queen and King of the Ring is May 27th, I think I read. Well,
Sounds
something
about right.
around there. Um we talked about this off the show too. I think it would be a good idea to do it that way because tournaments are always fun. But
Yeah,
then, like you had mentioned, you're what 2 months? No, not really 2 months. You're a month without a champion. I
yeah.
don't think that matters really. I mean, if Rhea had the champion, you're a month without a champion too. She's not going to really defend it until the next pay per view, anyways.
I mean, yeah, her all of her defenses were squash matches up until pay per views, premium live events, whatever you want to call them.
Exactly.
But yeah, if you put it on somebody like Nia Jax, like we were talking about, I mean, I'm sure she'll defend it every week and probably do the same thing and squash somebody.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of squashes until Liv finds a way to beat her. I think that's how they're going to go at least.
Alexa
But
Bliss,
Alexa Bliss, maybe.
yeah,
With
she should be ready after the baby. It's been long enough.
I think she's going to be involved in other things. We'll get to those other things later.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
That's true.
we did have a new bloodline seemingly start on SmackDown. What do you think about that?
Um, I didn't think I was gonna like Solo taking the reins as the tribal chief.
Because he's not.
Because he's not. Kind of loved it. Kind of loved it.
I think what really sold it was Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman really made that
Oh,
whole
of course.
segment. Him just being terrified, like, I don't know what to do. I just got to accept this. My protection's not here.
Yeah, what is he gonna do? I mean, but once again, there's a reason that man's a Hall of Famer. He is so damn good at what he does.
The audible gasp when Solo for those that didn't see it, I don't want to. I'll kind of recap the segment here, but they're out in the ring and Paul Heyman's doing a Roman Reigns promo, the typical stuff, and then Solo turns to Jimmy. I get him
Yep.
confused sometimes. Turns to Jimmy and says, losing has consequences. I love you. And then here comes Tama Tonga and just wrecks him.
That man is 0-34.
Losing has consequences.
0-34, but losing has consequences. Where are his
Maybe,
consequences?
maybe he's so upset with his losses that he understands that the consequences need to happen.
Maybe.
You get what I'm saying? Like he's
Yeah,
like,
no,
all right,
no.
we got to stop freaking losing, and we got to
Yeah.
get back on track. And I'm gonna be that guy that does it. I'm the new tribal chief. I'm making this stuff run.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, we're in an era where everything counts, and
Of course.
again, storytelling. We'll get back to that in a second, but we're in an era where everything counts. Roman Reigns a couple months ago said Solo is the new tribal chief. He's gonna take my spot.
Right.
So maybe he is doing that. I mean, I personally think he's getting higher orders from The Rock, and we're
Right.
gonna
Right.
get that's how we're gonna get the Bloodline Civil War. But
See, I was thinking that, and now you're gonna get Roman coming back as a face most likely, and you could do possibly some war games, Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0, because it seems like Jimmy and Jay are gonna come back together, be a tag team again. Is at least the vibe I'm getting from it. So you can have Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and then the other side you got The Rock, you got Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Solo Sikoa. But who's the fourth option to join Roman?
Sami Zayn.
I was thinking that. That would
It
be
all comes
amazing. I
full
think it would be
circle, yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
They gotta talk Sami into trusting them again, and Roman really has to like prove that he could that Sami could trust them, and it's a whole thing for months.
Do
I
you
don't know. It
think
could be fun.
you think Sammy has a belt at that point?
No, I don't think
Yeah.
Sammy's another thing we're gonna talk about. I guess we might as well just talk about it now. We're just kind of flowing here.
Yeah.
Um, that's fine, yeah. But I don't think Sammy keeps that belt for another 2 months.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't think so.
For those that didn't see, on Monday in Montreal, Sammy's hometown, he has a really cool entrance, really vibing the crowd up, coming through the crowd. Great match, 5-star match. I wouldn't call it anything less than 5 stars. It was great. Uh, the nuclear heat that Chad Gable gets afterwards, like Sammy's going hugging his wife, and Chad Gable just suplexes this dude, grabs him from behind while he's hugging his wife, suplexes him on the ground, beats him up some more, ankle locks him through the ropes while the camera, and this was great. Thank God Kevin Dunn's gone. The camera pans out, and you just see Chad Gable with this brutal ankle lock on the Sami Zayn while the crowd is just booing. They almost rioted, man. It was insane.
Dude,
So,
we're even getting celebrities tweeting and posting and things like that. We had Charles Barkley lose his mind about Chad Gable.
yeah,
He went on an
he go
entire
down to
rant. It's
Montreal
amazing.
himself and fight him. I think
Yeah.
it's crazy. And again, we'll go back to the whole storytelling thing here. That's what's making people come to wrestling right now is the storytelling.
Of course.
I mean, obviously, I love wrestling for the matches. I like the match aspect, the competitive aspect of wrestling, but the storytelling is what drives in the people that don't know what they're watching. And if you've seen any TikTok, social media, Instagram after WrestleMania, they're all talking about how epic that 5 minutes of that Cody Roman match was, and they didn't even know who these people were.
Yeah.
Like
I
there was
I
a
really
girl on TikTok that didn't know who the Undertaker was.
Yep.
I don't really believe that, but
Oh no,
she didn't
I
know who the
believe it. I
Undertaker.
100%, but I 100% believe that.
You think there's
Um,
people in this world that don't know who the Undertaker is?
oh, 100%.
I don't
100%.
know.
She looked like she was like max 21. And like she probably didn't. Okay, maybe she doesn't have brothers. Maybe they're not watching wrestling. I really think she didn't know who the Undertaker was. First off, she's getting flown out to go
I
see
see.
WWE
The
now?
Undertaker
Like,
commented on that and was
yeah.
like, "Oh, why don't you see it live?" Like,
He said something like you got 30 years to catch up on or something like that.
yeah,
Um, but no, I genuinely think that she didn't know, and she's legitimately asking, like, "This is what men do. This is what men watch. They're into this."
it's
Um,
awesome.
no, it is. It's amazing. I love it. As my wife calls it, the men's soap opera.
Yeah, like I mean, that is the soap opera aspect is the whole point of wrestling.
Yeah.
We get a 54-week product that never stops, never takes a break, and you have to weave a story for years and years and years that never ends. I was explaining this last year. I was watching WrestleMania at my house with a couple people that never seen wrestling at all, and they were like, "Oh, this is kind of like anime," and I'm like, "Yeah, this is like if a story just goes forever, like."
Yeah.
The Cody Roman thing, even last year, was a story that's been built forever since they were both kids.
Also, like the Shield callback, it was 10 years. 10 years in
10.
between the Roman or Seth hitting Roman with the chair and then Roman going back hitting Seth with the chair. 10 years in between is insane. Like they had to tie that together and make you feel something.
And they obviously don't. I don't think they can plan 10 years in advance and know that they're
No,
going to
no,
get that
no.
that moment like that where Roman hits him with the chair. But it's just it's so hard to tell stories in wrestling because not only do the writers have to be on their game, but the actors, athletes have to be on their game and tell these stories that the writers want to tell.
Especially when you got little guys like Rey Mysterio going against giants like Kane and Big Show and finding a way to win. Like they tell the story in a way that makes you believe that he can beat him. Like
Yeah,
I remember being, I don't know, 8 years old watching Rey Mysterio fight the Great Khali. I watched the
when
Great
Khali
Khali
smashed his
squish his
brain.
head. He squished his head like a melon, and I thought he was dead.
And even at
You know,
8, you're like, part of you is like, okay, they didn't just murder a guy on
right,
TV.
right.
But then you're like, did he actually just murder a guy on TV?
And then they make you believe that Rey Mysterio, who's 5 foot flat if he's lucky, can go out and beat a guy like the Great Khali, who's like 7'6".
That same segment that we remember since we were 8 years old or whatever we were,
Yeah,
I guarantee you there's people saying that it was a mockery of wrestling and it makes it so unbelievable and things like that. But like,
no,
wrestling is a story that's told for every age group. You have to,
yep.
suspend your disbelief sometimes.
Do you
It's a
think
play.
the New Day's out here promoting bootios for 34-year-olds?
I mean, bootios, maybe.
No, no. I think they're getting the kids involved. The kids are laughing. These guys are coming out here with trumpets, and he's staying alive in the Royal Rumble because of fucking pancakes.
Right.
They wrap it full circle, dude.
But I think at the same time, with that logic of like catering to the kids, you can also go too far. And I think that's when you got out of wrestling too, is when they were just going
100%.
too far for the kids. I mean, we have what Saturday Morning Slam and things like that, where it's
Yep.
like, this is just, there's no wrestling. This is just entertainment.
Yeah, that
And
was 100% when I kind of dove out. And
yeah,
crazy enough, what brought me back in was AEW because they were more like, in a way, like ECW. There was no rules. You just kind of did what you wanted, and that's what brought me back in.
and it was fun.
It was fun, yes, of course.
And the stories never matched up with what I how I feel about AEW. I
Yeah,
love AEW because I like wrestling,
yeah.
but you're not getting, Adam Cole on ESPN like you had Cody Rhodes with Pat McAfee. You're not
No,
getting those kind of things because you're not telling the story.
which see that's why I feel like AEW is so much for the hardcore wrestling fan because
Right.
you go there to watch the wrestling, even though their storytelling sucks. You're there for the wrestling, and you can tune in Monday and Friday every week, and you're gonna get the story.
Which
Speaking
is
of,
fine, but you're also running a TV show 54 weeks a year. You
you
got to
do know
have
there is
a reason for
52 weeks
people.
in a year, right?
50, yeah, but sometimes you got a special episode here and there.
Oh,
I'm just making
that
up for my
that
mistake.
doesn't add the weeks to the year, buddy.
Yeah. 54, 52 semantics,
Yeah, yeah, sure,
I'm
sure.
talking about wrestling. I'm not talking about
Wrestling.
days in a year, all right?
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
365, by the way. Sometimes
No,
366.
366 this year, baby, leap year.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, still doesn't add 2 weeks. What else we got happening
Leap
this week?
weeks. Leap
What else we got
weeks.
happening this week?
This week we had some more Uncle Howdy stuff. That's always
Yeah,
fun.
dude. Every time I see a glitch on my TV, I could be watching Young Sheldon. I see a glitch, and I'm like, did they throw a QR code in there?
They
But no,
might. You never know how far they'll go too, so I don't blame you.
I'm rewinding. I'm pause, start, pause, start, pause, start, and then I get the QR code. I pull it up. Have no idea what it means. I'm like, all right, Twitter will have it in 30 seconds. I'll figure it out.
The Raw after Mania was the first glitch, and I noticed the glitch, and I said, "Did you guys see that glitch?" Because like I don't know if it was my phone acting up or not.
Right.
You somehow found a way to pause it at the exact moment where the message pops up that says hello.
Yep.
And even then, I'm like, it still could be a technical thing that messed up.
Yeah, it's like
And
mic
then
check. Hello.
right, and then Twitter starts, talking about it, and I'm like, I don't know, like maybe we're pushing the boundaries here. Maybe we want an Uncle Howdy to exist, and
Right.
we're
Right.
making it happen. But then next week we get the same thing, another glitch and another message. This one said, "You forgot about us,"
Us.
and I'm like, "Us, exactly." So I think the story that's going to be told here, back to storytelling again, is a continuation of the Fiend and the whole Wyatt universe, and we are going to get Alexa Bliss back and Braun
Right.
Strowman. Matt Hardy's retweeting things about the Uncle Howdy thing, and I,
I,
I
I
I don't want
really
that.
don't want. I don't want any of the Hardys anywhere near WWE. Hang it
I,
up.
I
Hang
don't
up
want
the
to
boots.
see Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
I never do.
But his whole delete thing would make sense because it's super weird.
Well, he did. You might have not known this because you were out for a while, but he did team with Bray for a while,
Yeah. 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 I
and they
remember
were
that.
the Eater of Worlds or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
And
No,
or
were they
deleter of worlds,
deleter of
deleter of
worlds?
worlds,
Yep.
and it wasn't good.
No.
Like,
No. They haven't been
Hardy's
good.
just not good.
I mean, your body can only withstand so much for so long. They got to give it up. But um, back to the QR code or whatnot.
Yeah,
What did you feel when they added the little Uncle Howdy at the end of the Bray Wyatt tribute documentary or whatever you want to call it? How did that make you feel? They threw a story inside of a documentary about a guy that just passed.
right. Sam Roberts actually brought this up recently too. Just another example of how we're living in an everything counts kind of wrestling universe right now. Because that documentary, going into that documentary, I knew there was rumors about Uncle Howdy and stuff, and I was like, I'm not interested. Bray Wyatt's dead. Like it's kind of wrong to me. But then you're watching the documentary, and on top of telling the story of who Bray Wyatt is, like where the creation came from, the whole time you're seeing his brother Bo Dallas, go through and learn about his brother and the creation of the Fiend and things like that, and how he just his happiest moments of his life was being Uncle Howdy with his brother. And then by the end of it, they do that flash, and then Uncle Howdy picks up the lantern and he's carrying on the legacy of his brother. And I was like,
Yeah,
let's go. That's awesome. That is a
100% was
great
sold.
story, a great way to tell the story of Uncle Howdy taking over for Bray Wyatt. It's should be good. I really hope it's good. But even with Bray Wyatt, there was times where it was like, this is too much. It's just not working. We're
I think it
going
was
way
because he
outside the
was
box.
for the storytelling aspect. He was so inside of his mind. Like he was amazing. He was downright amazing. But he couldn't get out of his own way sometimes because he was looking like three, four, five, six characters in front of himself. Like he couldn't focus enough on what he was doing in that present moment because his mind was just so like it maybe advanced, if you will.
Well, if you remember, Triple H said in the documentary, like these stories and these creations are awesome and they're so well thought out and so good, but how do we make that into wrestling?
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
where the disconnect always comes with Bray Wyatt. It's like now we got a character like the Fiend who can't get hurt, he can't sell
Right.
a move. You can't have a match with this guy because you can't beat him. The only way that Hell in a Cell match that everybody hates, it was terrible,
Yep.
was Seth had to beat the guy to death in order to win, and it
Like
still didn't really work.
see, like I think it would work if you do it like Finn Balor's demon. Like it comes out every once in a while on a special occasion, like and by every once in a while I mean a while. The Fiend was there every match and it's just he was unstoppable. You can't do anything. So you're not uplifting the rest of your roster at all.
Yeah, and that was like Seth's big complaint with that whole feud. Like he loved Bray Wyatt as a person, but doing that feud, he can't. He's burying himself
Yep.
because he can't do anything. He can't attack this guy or hurt him. And I think you brought up a good point. The Finn Balor demon thing. Those kind of characters should only come out when they're pushed so far and they have no other option but to be this other personality, this other demon, and have to destroy something. That's
But
the only
also
way that
that
that works.
that fiend wasn't really like him. It was something controlling him, like inside of his mind. It was so like it should have come out that way. It should have
Was
come
it?
out like you think it was just straight him?
I don't know because again, like these stories they're great stories, and
Hmm.
I hate talking ill of the guy. He's dead, and
Of course.
that always sucks. But you got to be honest. These stories were so much that they get lost in themselves. Like Alexa Bliss, who is she? What is she?
Right. She got. I feel like she was getting wasted because like he would go off because he wouldn't be on TV because he was so worried about 9 characters ahead of time, and they're like, "Hey, can we figure out what we're doing right now?" And then so he'd take these breaks or he'd go off or whatever, and then she just got lost. She was just this little girl on the damn swing, and now she's just no longer a part of anything. So she kind of got stuck in there. I do think that she is going to come back as a part of the whatever we're going to call it, the Wyatt family again or whatever with Uncle
The
Howdy.
Wyatt Six is the rumor.
Okay. Actually, I kind of like that. That sounds good. Um, but I was wondering
Yeah,
if
but
you
then you'd
think
have to acknowledge Bray Wyatt if you do that, which I guess you have to anyways, right?
right. I mean, you can't. I mean, the guy just didn't just. I mean, he disappeared, but like he didn't just like
He
he
disappeared.
happened. It was there.
Is
They're still
it,
acknowledging Brock Lesnar.
yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Um,
And that guy did
but
a lot worse than
right.
die, supposedly.
But what I was curious about is, do you think that the Fiend, if he was a figment of his imagination or in his brain or whatever, do you think somehow he's still pulling the strings of the new Wyatt Six?
And then you have the Fiend transform Bo Dallas like you would if Bray Wyatt was around. I could see that. Just
Right.
because the Fiend was selling so much merch and was making so much money.
I have multiple things of the Fiend in my home.
Right, and you should. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's a really cool look. I get it. So, I don't think they stray away from that at all. I think they find a way to incorporate him absolutely.
Do you think they're gonna drag this out, or do you think we're gonna get this maybe resolution a little sooner?
When Bray Wyatt was first coming back last time with the same method, the QR codes, the White Rabbit being played in the arena, the just seemingly random things that all ended up tying
They were
together to
dropping
Bray Wyatt.
coordinates on maps and shit.
Yeah, right. It was crazy. Well,
Yep.
so well done because it
Yeah.
made you have a scavenger hunt. It made you keep checking back every week. I mean, I was watching every single detail as I could because everything mattered. I had to keep like, is that a puppet in the background? Is that a QR code there? Like every single thing was mattering. And that was honestly, that's the start of the Triple H booking where everything matters. Because now we have that same stuff happening where you'll be watching a segment and in the background, Drew McIntyre's talking to Paul Heyman or a match is getting built up for tomorrow night while these guys are talking right now. Like it's crazy stuff. You always have to look in the background now, but it's cool. I like it because it keeps you focused while
I do think he's doing a
defocusing you.
phenomenal job of that though. Like,
Triple H.
yeah, Triple H is taking us to like I know he said it, but he's taking us to new heights, man. Like he really is. Another thing with everything to watch in the new universe and stuff is I really think they put that trailer out there, and John Cena and Stone Cold were both supposed to be a part of that match at Mania. I think
Which
they fumbled the
trailer?
bag. When they not like video trailer, like the trailer when Cody was getting his ass whooped by The Rock.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
way back to the Cody beatdown.
right.
And,
So
and
it's
they,
just
they
Stone
thought
Cold,
for
and
sure that Austin was going to just do it.
their
I can
problem
see.
was
Yeah, you're right.
they put Stone Cold out there as if because we know we're supposed to pay attention to everything, so they put
Yeah.
John Cena and Stone Cold there. So they're like, oh, he's gonna do it. But in that turn, it gave Stone Cold all the power. He can name whatever number he wants. You already put me out there. They already want me. They think I'm already gonna be there. You got to write a bigger check, buddy.
I just don't see Austin being a guy that wants so much strong, like that much money to where he can't come out.
I also believe that. I believe that for a fact. But they gave him the power. They threw it at him by
Yeah, so how
putting
do
him
you turn
there.
it down? Yeah,
You know,
I
so
guess.
it's like, hey man, figure it out. And
I
they
think that man
didn't.
just likes to hang out with his cat, and he don't want anything to do with it.
And he posted a TikTok like somebody was dropping off baskets of ice cold beer on his doorstep because they thought he was coming and still didn't come.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
another good point. Like maybe that was a part of the setup too.
what?
The beer in the basket thing, like
It
maybe
was
that.
funny because like it was like all his beer too. So I was like, maybe he's just promoting his own beer.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, he knew everybody would watch it, and
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good point. But
yeah.
moving on from that, we do have some new world champions that need some challengers. We got Damian Priest. He's going to be facing Jay Uso, won a fatal 4-way on Raw last week. What's your thoughts about that?
I thought Jay should have been the last guy to win the match.
I agree.
I mean, sure, he's main event Jey Uso, and I don't know why we're like pushing him so damn hard, but okay. Even if their thought process was before Mania, Jay's winning that match, they already had it set up, which they probably did. You see how bad that match went, and you think that he deserved a title shot still?
Maybe they're under the assumption that one bad match you can't blame a guy for. You don't always have chemistry with people.
Oh, of
Sometimes it
course.
just doesn't work.
Your, your brother that you shared the womb with, we don't got chemistry with this guy?
Ring chemistry, maybe not. I mean, that's weird. I agree that they don't have
Yeah.
chemistry. They spent probably their whole lives training together, doing matches
100%.
together. Like we as kids wrestled together. I'm sure we have some form of ring chemistry
Of
together, like
course.
even to this day. But I don't know. You can't blame the guy for one bad match. There's one bad match.
No, I'm not saying I blame him, but I just feel like he was
You
the
said to
worst
take
option.
away his world title opportunity because of one bad match. What do you mean you don't blame him?
Well, I just feel like he was the worst option. Who else did we have in that match?
We had Bronson Reed,
Okay, I do really despise Bronson Reed.
right?
But
Ricochet.
how no, hold on.
Okay.
Bronson Reed had just won the Andre Battle Royale. Andre the
It
Giant
doesn't
Battle
mean
Royale.
anything
No, but like, why not? Why can't it mean anything?
because it's a joke, man. It's
You
never
just
made.
told me how everything means something, and this he probably doesn't even get the damn
Yeah,
trophy.
you
He
know
just
what
got
that
to look
meant.
at
You
it.
know what that meant when he won. That he's gonna spend a whole the next year jobbing the people. That's
Yeah,
what that means.
it's like, hey, you're the best fat guy we have.
Hey, you're the guy that's gonna get cut when we do releases in a couple months. That's what he won. He won a
um,
one-way ticket to AEW.
what else did we have in the match?
Ricochet.
Ricochet, who's been on a tear lately.
He
I
really
think
has. I think it should have been Ricochet. We all know the guy facing Damian Priest isn't gonna win,
no, of
so
course
it
not.
should have been Ricochet.
I think Ricochet is gonna go win that tournament of the new speed challenge they're doing.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about it until someone brought it up at work today, talking about the speed challenge. I was like, oh yeah, that is a thing.
He gets a title for
Um,
that too.
yeah, I hope it's meaningless, and I hope they never bring it up on television.
Like he's gonna
Um,
wear it around on TV. He's not gonna have a match for it on TV.
no,
Oh
but
man,
I do really like Ricochet. Ricochet's good.
I don't. I back
No,
to the storytelling thing. I don't think he's good on the mic. I don't think he's entertaining to me. Sure, he's a great in ring worker. I 100% agree with that. I know a lot of people are like, ah, too many flips, but his flips matters most of the time. It's not just jumping around like a jelly bean. I mean, a jumping bean.
now would you
Jelly
care
bean.
about him more if he was a luchador with a mask and didn't speak English? Because then he would never have a mic in his hand, but it would do the same moves.
It's funny you say that. I don't know if you know this, but maybe you do, and that's why
I
you
do
asked
know
that.
that. I do know this.
Yeah, Prince Puma and Lucha
Yep.
Underground.
Yep.
He was really good.
He was amazing. Was he not?
I love Lucha Underground. I watch it all the time. I'm on
Yep.
season 3 now. Rewatching it.
Yep.
Great wrestling. Speaking of storytelling, they take storytelling to a whole nother level, baby.
Yep.
They got people flying, they got people getting eaten,
Yep.
it's crazy. And it's awesome because sometimes wrestling can be like that, and that's fine. There's wrestling for everybody. And then people complain about it saying it's not realistic. I don't care. Sometimes I want to see a guy fly and fight some guy at the same show. That's what I want sometimes. It's
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, back to Ricochet, my little rant there. Ricochet, as Prince Puma was really good. He didn't talk and he flew around and his matches were slower and he
Yeah.
was working with bigger guys. And I think that's what it was. Because his best match there and one of my favorite matches is him and Me Muertes. It's just this really big guy. Like, awesome, awesome stuff. So, yes, I agree with you. Maybe not the speaking part. I think there's only one, there's really nobody that's gotten over without speaking that I could think of off the top of my head.
Who's that?
That's what I said. I was gonna say there's one, but then I said
Oh.
there's really nobody that I
Oh.
can think of off the top of my head.
um.
Kane didn't talk for a minute.
No, but didn't he have someone with him that did the speaking for him?
Yeah.
Right. So like
Great
guys like
Khali didn't really have some. Well, he kind of did. He had that guy. He had
exactly.
Davari and
Yeah.
yeah.
But no. How about speaking of new titles and new title challengers? What about the new tag titles are
Oh
there?
wait, we're skipping
Oh.
over the end of the 4-way.
Oh, we are. That's on me. I'll take
It's
that one.
okay. It's okay. You got
Who's
so
that?
distracted by
Who's
Rikaki.
who? What
So
did they? Hold on. What did? Oh man, they were asking Samantha Irvin about this new wrestler. What did they call him? Oh, Rick O'Shea, the new Irish wrestler, Rick O'Shea.
Now that you mention her name, I feel like we should give her props for WrestleMania weekend.
Go
Her
for it.
announcing was so good. Apparently, she's been a lifelong fan of wrestling
Yeah.
forever. If you could see her old tweets,
Yep.
they're incredible. She is great. She's absolutely deserves her flowers. But back to what we were talking about, the 4-way. Drew is about to win, and
Yeah.
here comes CM Punk stopping him from winning.
Which is, the fact that I forgot about that. Like, does that take something away from their little beef? Because like I feel like that was the only guy I didn't remember from the Fatal 4-way, and that's the one I should have, right?
Yeah, it's weird that you don't remember. I
Yeah.
thought it was a big moment.
Maybe it's just me. Yeah, it was a huge moment. Maybe I
But
was just
what?
so pissed. I was probably just so pissed off that Jey Uso won
Yeah.
that everything else went out of my mind. But
Well,
go
what I
ahead.
was pissed off about was CM Punk even doing it.
Yeah,
CM Punk is the heel in all this to me. Like, Drew
yeah,
McIntyre has done nothing besides, mock him a little bit.
100%.
I mean, mock him a lot of it, but he
A
was the
lot of
bad
it,
guy. You don't react to that as the bad, like, you don't counter that by doing the same thing.
right? I do think when they finally meet, it's gonna be amazing. It'll
Drew
probably
has to kill him.
he has to, right?
He's a Scottish
Drew,
psychopath.
Drew has to. Drew needs the wins. Of course, he got his little 5-minute, 45-second run, where he got to be in front of a live crowd and he got his title, whatever. But no, I feel like he still needs the wins.
Now, there are rumors that he is not signed to a new deal right now.
I think that's true.
The
Well,
last
I don't
time,
know.
well, probably not the last time, but the last big time this happened was the summer of Punk,
Yeah.
where the rumor was Punk didn't sign a contract. He left Money in the Bank with the champion after beating John Cena in the first 5-star WWE match from Dave Meltzer since 97?
97.
97, yeah. So they could do that angle where Drew, goes away after winning the title at a Clash, goes away. You got Punk coming back. He somehow gets the tournament for the title, maybe something like that.
You
You do
think
Punk versus Drew unification.
You think Drew's already taken the belt off of Damian Priest? You don't think he gets a run?
I think Priest gets a little run.
Um,
Clash at the Castle. Oh no, I think Clash is in September. Actually, Clash should be after SummerSlam, so
I
that's
thought
not going to work.
When's Berlin?
Berlin is right before SummerSlam.
Okay, all right. I had those two flipped.
It should be, as far as my knowledge is, Backlash, Money in the Bank, Bash, SummerSlam, Clash.
That sounds right.
I think that's right. But I mean, you know what I want at SummerSlam. You want the same thing. We want Balor and Priest.
I don't think
I don't
I
want
don't think
Drew
we're
and
getting that.
Punk to have the champion, but they will. And yeah,
But
we're not going to get what
especially,
we want.
do you think that this is possible that Rhea's not actually hurt?
Why would she drop the 300 something title day, 300 something day title reign to not be hurt?
She did. Did she not? Did she get married or she just got engaged?
I don't know, but still, 300 something day title reign.
Well,
You're not
what I
just
was
going to throw
thinking
that
was, I'm
away
like,
because for a story.
yeah, but maybe she's more than engaged and married. Maybe she is having a child.
Oh, no way, dude.
I don't know. I mean, she's not going to be Becky Lynch and throw the best part of her career away, is she? as some would say.
As some would say.
But no, I don't
No,
know. That
I
was
don't think that at all. She wouldn't have had that WrestleMania match if that was the case.
no, I'm not. Maybe get rid of that aspect, and like I still think it could possibly be a whole part of the story where this is the downfall, where the leader, which all along was Rhea Ripley, 100%. I don't think you can deny she was
Guaranteed.
the leader.
And that
Um,
has to be the first, I mean, to cut you off, but
no,
that has to really be the first time a woman has led a male faction like that. I can't think of one.
not for a
I
second.
mean, you had what's her name with the Bashams, the really big girl with the Bashams, but they weren't a faction, they weren't the Judgment Day. They were it's
Right,
nobody tag team, so
right, and
that didn't really matter.
they weren't all champions at one point.
No,
You know,
exactly. They
like
were just
they
nobody
were
tag teams.
Judgment Day is running the company. You know,
Oh,
outside
for
of the
sure.
bloodline, outside the bloodline.
Oh, the
The judge.
bloodline is cracks now, though. Well, I guess so does the
Well, yeah,
Judgment
I'm
Day.
talking like the whole time. Like, however, I think you know it's possible it could be a work still where she goes off, maybe has her little time off before she comes back, takes the title back, and then the whole time you got the downfall. I think you brought it up. Maybe Liv Morgan tries to steal Dom away from her while this is happening, and then Finn Balor and Damian Priest get at it, and the Judgment Day just falls apart.
I mean, that is the soap opera stuff that we love.
I would love it. I'm
I
see
think it
we
would be
get
great.
you know it really is a soap opera. We get love stories
I know it's
with
awesome.
wrestling. Oh my god.
I would love for Liv to find a way to steal Dom from Rhea, and then obviously that screws over Dom because she never really wanted Dom somehow.
Right.
I mean, I'd have to write this all out for it to make
I'm
sense
sure you
probably, but
could.
I
I
think
know
it
you could do
works.
it.
I think it works. And then you can't have Dom be a face. Or maybe you can if Rhea's a
Oh,
face and they get
oh
back
my
together.
god,
Did the crowd
would
pop?
Dom ever work as a face?
Think about the pop if Rhea and Dom end up back together and they like hug in the middle of the ring or whatever
That's true. But
after
then
being apart.
you can't go back to Dom versus Ray anymore, can you?
You can with when you right after that pop of them hugging together, Dom like suplexes her or whatever. I mean, he can't low blow her, but I would
Whoa.
like a low blow. I mean, think about
Ah,
the heat. He gets the best pop of the night with the Rhea thing, and then immediately it switches to the exact opposite.
and then he beats the shit out of her?
Yeah, why not? She's a big girl.
She
I'm not
is,
saying
but
you punch her in the mouth or anything.
no, but
Maybe
like where does he go from that? He has a woman that doesn't care about him anymore because she fake wanted him, took
because
him
he
away
doesn't
from
need women
mommy.
no more. He's Poppy now.
He's popping now. Okay, you've
Yeah.
already sold me. Right, that line sold me. You got me. See,
So now
storytelling.
you've elevated Dom to maybe not a main event guy, but now he's an upper middle card guy
Yeah,
as like I could be taken seriously now. I'm out here doing Canadian destroyers on the ring apron, which was awesome by the way.
yeah.
I'm a serious threat now. I mean, oh, and then just think about like the chops he was given to Andrade with that giant handprint. Like
Oh my god, that
people
was
are taking him
nasty.
seriously now. I
That was
think this would work
nasty.
really well.
I think you're right.
I mean, of
You're
course,
right.
you probably still have him be cocky and do like the heel
Of
tactics to
course.
win, but you know, I don't know. I think this will work. I'm excited for this. It's not gonna happen, but I'm excited for it.
No. Oh,
Moving on though, we could talk about the other champion,
well,
Cody.
talk about the new tag titles first.
Oh, okay, yeah, we got tag titles. We got new tag titles. They look
Well,
nice.
see, I think they look better than the last ones, but like that doesn't hold a lot of weight for me because last ones sucked. Last ones are bad.
I personally, I know what they're doing. They're doing the branding thing where every belt
Which
should look the same
I
because
don't
they're
like it.
all
I don't
world
like it.
champions.
Yeah.
I don't like that idea.
No.
I
Like you
like
can change.
tag
I'm all
belts
for
looking
change.
different. Yeah,
I'm all for change, but I like when they're different.
I like tag belts looking different. I like the middle card looking
Yep.
different. World champion should look the best.
Yep.
I mean, remember in our days of growing up watching wrestling, those Raw and SmackDown tag titles were awesome.
Oh yeah.
They're like the coolest looking belts. One was, they're obviously the same title, but one was
Yeah.
red and one was blue,
Yep.
and not the strap, like the colors on it were.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I thought they should go with, like have the same exact titles, but one red,
Now they
one blue.
have the world title and the tag titles look exactly the same.
To their credit, though, they want you to think the tag champions are like the world champions of their division, so that
Yeah.
it makes sense.
But then again, well, you only have one world solo champion, and you have two
Well,
world
yeah,
tag champions.
yeah. The best of the tag division would be the world tag champion.
Yeah, but don't you have another tag? You have two tags being the world champs, or is the
Yeah.
SmackDown champs not world champs?
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying one's
Yeah,
a world. Oh, the other one will be the undisputed tag champions.
so stupid.
I hate when they use the word undisputed.
Yeah. So you're undisputed, but you're the best in the world. Like, what do we?
You're undisputed, but there's a
But
champion that is the same caliber on the other show.
yeah, but they're the world champs. But you can't dispute. You, yeah, like, I don't like it.
See, and
So for
everybody
me,
hated Universal. I like the Universal. Universal and World Champion. I like those
yeah.
names. I thought they were cool.
So for me, I give the new belt a 6.5 out of 10, mainly because I don't like the unification aspect or the uniform
Did
aspect. I should say.
yeah, okay. I was gonna say, like,
I
you
should
know,
say
they're not
uniform. No,
unified.
uniform. Sorry.
I would agree. I think the SmackDown ones are gonna look a lot better because I'm assuming they're gonna follow the same trend,
Right.
and I like that belt a lot better. I think. Not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of any title belt right now, honestly. The Intercontinental title looks cool.
I
The
think it looks
US
cool on Gunther. I don't think it looks cool on Sami Zayn.
really?
Yeah, I don't think Sami Zayn looks cool with any belt. To be fair.
I believe Sammy's the one that debuted that title. Either him or Shinsuke, because they were feuding when it got debuted.
I
That
feel like it was
style.
Shinsuke. I don't know why I'm remembering, but I feel like it might have been Shinsuke.
Either way, I mean,
Yeah.
he was involved somehow.
Yeah.
But I think it looks good. I love the Intercontinental title. I've always any
It-
Intercontinental title design is one of the best. Like is one of the best titles in general. Any of them.
I think it's the best.
The Intercontinental title.
Yeah. I think it's currently the best looking one.
I like the women's world heavyweight champion. That white strap on that looks
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
that's clean.
But I've always been a sucker for white straps. That sounds.
On to the next segment. Whoa, we made it 41 minutes and 52 seconds, everybody. Wow.
All right, strap isn't something to get you canceled for. All right.
No, but you should get something. You should get something. Let's move on.
Cody's challenger for the undisputed world champion.
I am not happy about this match.
LA Knight and AJ. No, you're
I
not.
get it. You need another LA Knight and AJ Styles match. I think you still need to keep that going. But like, okay, the winner gets crushed.
He doesn't.
Okay, maybe crushed isn't the word, but absolutely no shot this guy wins. They don't need to win. I don't think either of them need a title. But I mean, I think LA Knight, you'll get the mic battles, of course.
I'll
I
stop you
just
right there. It's not gonna be
go.
LA Knight.
You think it's gonna be AJ?
There's no way it should be LA Knight at all.
I no, I also think if I'm predicting, I predict it's gonna be AJ Styles. But I'm saying
Yeah.
if you go the LA Knight route, you're gonna get the mic battles. I'm not a fan of either one of them. My personal pick, I wanted Bobby Lashley.
I think Bobby Lashley would have been cool as somebody that should be challenging for Cody,
Yep.
especially like after the whole Brock feud. Did you just kind of plug Lashley into the same thing
Yeah.
slightly? And I think the match would have been better with Lashley because the story that you could tell in the ring with those two is a lot better than what you're gonna get. But the story that you're gonna tell with AJ and Cody, it's never been done. We've never had Cody and AJ.
Right.
And they've always been intertwined. I mean, like Cody said, him and AJ are the only WWE and NWA champions ever.
Yeah.
Trying to, yeah, I guess it is. I was gonna argue it with him
Yeah.
for some reason, but no, I guess he's right. Anyways, AJ and Cody are the only NWA champions ever. They've also been in Bullet Club. They've been both in Impact or TNA at different times. AJ never went to AEW, but
That's true.
if you do LA Knight's so over that you have to kind of bury him a little bit by beating him.
That's
Or
true.
the crowd turns against Cody, and you don't want that either.
No, yeah, you can't do that with the new People's Champ, if you will.
Right. You have to do it in a way where AJ cheats to win. So that you get AJ and LA Knight again in
Well,
the rubber
especially with
match.
the new theme song he debuted, which I hate.
So bad.
Just makes it feel like he's going on his heel run. Go for it.
Or think about this. What if instead of AJ cheating to win, that's where Uncle Howdy comes
And
and
does
costs LA Knight the match?
to go back to the
Because Bray Wyatt was LA Knight, or LA Knight was Bray Wyatt's
right.
last opponent.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You just solved the puzzle. Fucking drop a QR code
That's
right
how you
now.
do it. Drop a
Drop a
QR
QR
code.
code right now. We
Just
just
get it
solved
over with and do it.
Yep. We solved it. Actually, I'm pretty sure you got it.
Then, I mean, then you don't have to have LA Knight on TV for a minute. He can kind of go away. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. He wins
And
that Money in the
also,
Bank briefcase.
LA Knight has something to do after this. Like,
Yeah.
because my thought was AJ Styles beats him. I'm like, all right, what does LA do now?
He faces Uncle Howdy at Backlash
Yeah.
in France.
In France. Yeah. Yeah, you want
Yeah.
the megastar there.
You want a big match for him, too.
Of course.
And then you'll have to have Uncle Howdy win or do something that makes Uncle Howdy appear, and because it's his debut. I mean, it's his return / debut. He's got to,
like, LA Knight's like pinning him, and like lights go out. Dude just fucking disappears.
dude just
disappears.
You know, old school Undertaker stuff,
Yep,
just
yep.
crazy supernatural. Go
Yep.
ahead, go as far as we want with this. I don't care.
Yep.
Speaking of crazy Undertaker stuff, just something I thought of. And to the viewers watching this, they may not understand, but remember,
we have viewers watching this. Go us.
yeah, we might have viewers watching this.
No.
I don't know. Usually not. But remember Grandma's old house with the graveyard behind it?
Okay, yeah.
There was a SmackDown segment when I was really little, like 6 or 7, maybe 8, where the Undertaker's hand comes up from the ground.
Yeah, he comes out of the ground. Yeah,
And dude, every time because when I would go to bed, I'd have to walk past this window that looked like the graveyard. And every time I walk past there, I'm like, dude, is there a fucking hand out there? Like, is this dude coming?
Same house.
I was ready, man.
Same house where we threw things in that old lady's yard.
Threw rocks at an old lady. We definitely threw rocks at an old lady. R.I.P. old lady.
How do you know? Hold on.
She was old. Do you think she's still alive?
The Undertaker grabbed her. Wow.
But yeah, maybe moving on, or we still got stuff to talk about with AJ and LA Knight.
Yeah, we do, of course.
Who comes after this? That's where I want to know. You can't do Cody and AJ again after AJ loses.
No, there'd be no reason to.
So does Cody just go back to fighting the Bloodline?
See, like I think Cody Rock is a match that doesn't need a belt. Do you think it needs a belt?
Yeah.
You think it does?
I don't think there's any other reason The Rock would fight Cody.
Just for tearing down his family?
Rock don't give a shit about that. You see how he held.
Rock don't.
Are we allowed to cuss on this? I don't know.
We've been doing it every other episode.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
Anyways, The Rock, you seen how The Rock grabbed that title and held it in his hands. That's what he wants. He doesn't want Cody.
No, see, I think the passing of the belts there was The Rock saying that it was their way of saying you are now the people's champ.
I get that aspect, but for The Rock's character, he wanted that title. He said, "I'm coming back for that title." Did you see they also kind of said what The Rock handed him? I don't know if you've seen that.
What's that?
The Rolexes that Cody bought everybody for the main event.
Yeah.
The Rock gave it back to him. Like, I don't want your fucking trophy, dude.
Do you think he handed it to him like in a real life aspect?
No, backstage Cody handed it right back to him.
I was like, imagine he's that big of a piece of shit that he's just like, dude, I don't care about you at all. No.
Did you watch NXT last night at all?
No.
So Trick and Carmelo have a cage match last night. I watched it this morning. Great match. I mean, they're always great together.
Yeah.
But why are we doing a cage match already? And now Carmelo has taken 2 losses to Trick.
He looks like shit.
I know he's going off of NXT. He's probably going to the main roster with the draft and everything, but it kind of sucks for Melo to take 2 losses like that.
I 100% agree. I thought that just with the 1 loss was too much.
But the reason I brought that up, I mean, the storytelling in the feud has been great on TV, but every time I see them together, I just know they're the best of friends, and it's 100%. So hard for me to get invested. I love both of them for sure, but I just know that they're in the back afterwards. This is because you brought up the Rock thing that's made me think of it. I just know in the back they're dapping each other up. They're having a great time. Like, oh, we're gonna go out there and kill it. And great, awesome, have best friends and everything. But I don't know. For me, it just takes me out of it a
Like
little bit.
Ray and Dom can't even be father and son outside of the ring.
One man didn't
That's
even
how
go to his
that
son's wedding.
couldn't even go to his son's wedding.
And-
Obviously, he was there somewhere,
oh, for sure. But
but
like,
not a photograph being surfaced is insane.
my favorite thing was Ray the other day saying, "If I would have known how Dom was like, I would have just let Eddie win that match."
That was hilarious. It was so funny. He said, "If I knew he was gonna be like this, I wouldn't even have fought."
Just
He
take
said,
my
"You
kid
can
on a
keep
bull
him,
match,
take him."
win it.
Also, storytelling. I was a child and I did not know who his father was. And I'm like, this little boy's future is decided between
In a
this match.
ladder match, because
Yes.
wrestling.
And I'm like, damn, I wonder if one day like my dad's gonna get mad enough and he's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of your uncle. The winner gets you.
Winner gets you.
Like that's how it felt. And that's insane.
Yeah.
It's the soap opera aspect is so
Soap
amazing.
opera storytelling of
There-
wrestling can be a
There's
little too much sometimes.
there is a child's custody hanging in the briefcase.
You know what's crazy though? I'm more okay with the guy eating somebody in Lucha Underground than I am with the kid being held up in a ladder match
Yeah,
as
no,
like
that's crazy.
believability.
There's Hey
Oh,
man.
I got a green screen. What does that mean?
Uh-oh. Put yourself in the Bahamas.
I didn't do this.
Oh.
I don't know what it's doing.
Well, since the Don is dead.
I'm not dead. I'm coming
Oh,
back.
he's alive. All right.
I
What's
just gotta
what
figure out what's going on here.
what is next on our agenda for the week?
Next on our agenda for the week. Anything else crazy this week happened? I don't really think
It
so. I
was
think we covered a lot, man.
a
Oh, let's talk about
was
AEW. We
I
got
was I was just gonna say was John Moxley winning this week?
he won the New Japan World
IWGP.
title.
Right, was that this week?
That was this week. I forgot about that.
So it was the Shield had no titles for the first time ever, and it took them 5 days to get one back. Is that what it was?
7 days, I think. 7 days, maybe.
I read 5. I don't know.
5. It might
Who
have been
knows?
5, but either
I
way,
don't know.
yeah. One member of the Shield held the title since 2020, and then that streak ended at WrestleMania.
For less than a
And
week.
then 5 days later, that streak ended
Yeah.
again. We do got a really good. I mean, this is going back to storytelling because people are gonna say that AEW doesn't tell stories. We do have a really crazy card coming up with this Dynasty pay-per-view.
What we
We
got?
got Will Ospreay and Danielson. We
That's gonna
got
be 5 stars.
5 stars for sure. But to the people that say that AEW doesn't tell stories, to their point, the story's just been
What
who's the best wrestler.
I was just gonna say, what's the story? Yeah.
I like that though.
Right. Like me, that's good enough.
But it's not good enough for the people on
Yeah.
ESPN and those kind of things,
No.
and I get that.
Yeah.
But we do have Kyle Fletcher and Roderick Strong, or not Kyle Fletcher, Kyle O'Reilly. Sorry,
There's a lot of
2
Kyles.
Kyles,
There's a
a lot
lot
of
of Adams.
Kyles, a lot of Adams, a lot of everything.
I think that's another issue over there.
Oh, we could do a whole podcast on their issues. I don't want to because I don't want to be negative here.
No.
I want this place to be a pretty positive place for wrestling,
A safe space to talk about our soap opera.
a safe space to talk about our soap opera.
100%.
We also got the Bucks and FTR in a ladder match. And like I said before, I can never see a ladder match again, and I'd be the happiest person in the world. I hate them.
Ladder matches do nothing for me.
I despise them at this point.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank is the only ladder match I care about.
Yeah.
And that's
I
because
agree.
it's a unique concept. I mean, not unique at this point, but it was unique. And one of my favorite matches as a child. You got 6, 7, sometimes 8. I think there was a 9-man one of just mid-carders that you think should be world champion fighting it out to pretty much be world champion. And I've always loved that concept. But again, we could do a whole podcast on that. What else do we got on this card? Oh, Joe and Swerve. You think it's Swerve's time?
It has to be, but I don't think it is. I think it should be. And to be fair, if it isn't, when is it?
Right. That's the point I was going to make. I don't think it should be, but I think it has to be,
Right.
if that makes sense. I don't really see where Swerve fits in as a world champion right now. Like, I'm not sure who he faces.
Yeah.
Adam Cole or Adam Page again, and
Just keep Adam Page far away, and I'll be happy.
I like that match that everybody hates, but that's okay.
Well, no, like I'm tired. How many times have we seen it? 4 times.
That's a rivalry. That's what
Okay.
you see.
how many more
So
times
they
do we
don't
need to
tell
see it?
stories, but the one story that they tell for 8 months, a year,
We're
2 years,
we're
all of a
tired of it.
sudden everybody hates.
I'm tired of it. Tired of
You
it. They lost me when they
guys don't
started
make any
drinking blood.
sense,
They
man.
lost me when they started drinking blood.
He didn't drink it, he spit it at him.
He
And
ripped he ripped the staple out of his face, which also is stupid. He stapled a piece of paper to his face, ripped it off, and then bent down and drank his blood.
then spit it.
You put another that's foul. I don't need to
Right, but
see
it just
that.
shows how crazy he is. He's a crazy guy. He's over here fighting people and eating their blood.
Use the chains and choke him out or something. Like, what are we doing?
He was choking him while he did the blood. I'm pretty confident he did both.
We needed both.
It's a blood feud.
It's gross. It's disgusting.
This man broke into Hangman's house, put a shirt on his sleeping baby.
Yeah.
But also, I want to know, like, where was the mom? He like, yeah,
Maybe she works third shift. She's a nurse.
So the baby's alone?
No, the dad's there.
The dad wasn't. Hangman was in the ring when he did
That's
it.
true. No, that is true. Yeah,
I pointed back at me like there's a ring behind me. He was in the ring.
Well, no, I got what you meant. Yeah, he was in the ring. I was over there. No, that's true. Wow.
Besides that, we got some couple women's matches. We got Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa. That should be really good.
Don't care.
Yeah, I figured. Oh,
I love Toni Storm. I love everything about Toni Storm. Obviously, love everything about Mariah May. I don't care about Thunder Rosa at all.
Thunder Rosa is a really good worker. She's a really nice person.
What is there a story on this? Because I feel like there's not.
Oh yeah, there is a story. Thunder Rosa never lost her belt. She had to give it up.
All right.
She had to give it up a year ago or so. She gave it up in Cleveland actually with that CM Punk and Moxley show.
How long has she been back?
A good amount of time. A good amount of time for her to just now decide that she wants the title back.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, she wants it back.
To be fair, I don't watch all the shows. She might have had to earn her way back into the title. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say she had to earn her title way back in there.
Yeah, but no, she's been here for a year and is like, you know what? Actually, I would like my rematch clause, even though I didn't lose. I want something.
We should have some surprise returns too. I mean, the Young Bucks teased it, which I think that means Jungle Boy's going to come.
No.
Jungle Boy's showing up. I can guarantee you that.
I was a huge Jungle Boy fan. Him and Luchasaurus, big fan. And then face Jungle Boy, big fan. Didn't care about the heel stuff. Definitely don't care after the CM Punk thing. Now I hate the guy.
Shouldn't you though? Isn't that his goal?
Yeah, no, I should. But yeah, I don't want to see him. No interest.
Yeah, I know there's always a difference between like go away heat and good heat,
right.
But
yeah, no, get out of here.
He's gonna get booed out that building though.
100%.
Which might be cool. It might
work. Isn't he getting booed out of the Japanese buildings?
He got booed in Chicago really bad.
Okay,
but
okay, yeah.
I don't think first of all, the Japanese crowds are totally different than American crowds. They don't do things like that. They treat it more of a sport and have appreciation for the people in the ring.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I mean, obviously it's still wrestling. They might have, but I don't know.
No, I was 100% thinking of the Chicago one.
Yeah, the Chicago one, he showed up with SWAT team.
Yeah. I think it was real.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, he needed that.
As much as I don't like Jungle Boy, him showing up in Chicago like that, I mean, you had to.
Yeah.
There's no other way to do it.
He just looks kind of like dirty now. He looks like a fugitive.
Speaking of young kids in wrestling, what happened to Christian and his boys? Where are they? Yeah. Christian and Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus or whatever he is now, Killshot, Killswitch.
Adam, what is his name?
He's not Killswitch. He's Killshot.
He's Killswitch.
Kill switch is the name of Christian's move. He's kill shot.
He's kill switch. Bet me.
I'm not gonna bet you. Of course you want me to
I
bet
know
you.
you
I'm gonna
will.
look it up right now.
Of course you will. Yeah, you're gonna see formerly known as Luchasaurus, now known as Kill Switch. Anyways, um, Adam
All right,
Copeland
you're
chained
right.
him all to the. I know. Adam Copeland chained him all to the ring and beat the shit out of him.
Okay, I must have missed that.
That's when he won his title. You didn't miss that. Well, no, you did. You actually didn't watch. You shut it off.
Yeah, I only was seeing the clip at the end.
Yeah,
I did shut it off.
and then afterwards, maybe the mom turned on Christian. Maybe I'm thinking.
I don't think so because people were still talking about her like being with Christian.
I don't know. Everything Christian was doing was great, phenomenal. But of course, Adam Copeland, aka Edge, comes over. You got to give him the belt, and they did it in an amazing fashion.
I thought so too. I mean, especially with not putting it on him for a minute, and then when
Right.
they finally did put it on him, immediately taking it away from him and putting
Yeah.
it back on
And
Christian. I thought
no,
that was awesome storytelling.
that's probably one of the best things they've done this whole time. I thought for sure his first match was like, oh, he already won the fucking belt.
Right.
Yeah.
There is a big rumor, and I know you'll love this, maybe, because you might want him on the other side now. But
Ooh.
MJF returning.
I don't care where he's at. I do care where he's at, and I want it to be AEW.
Oh,
It makes AEW better. I think AEW needs him.
I agree.
Two, he can do whatever he wants here, and that's what I love about MJF is he does whatever he wants. Go to WWE, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
You're
he
gonna.
can't throw a beer at a kid in WWE.
I think it was a sody. I think it was a sody pop.
I don't care what it was. Soda,
Also,
beer, whatever. Throw it at him. You're a
kid
heel.
deserves it.
Yeah, I agree.
Fuck that kid. He throws gum at people in the crowd. I mean, now, however, if I had to sit there a sticky mess because you threw a Pepsi on me, I'm gonna be pissed.
Especially as a kid, man.
I'm gonna be now. I'm gonna be even more. I like. I'm not. I wouldn't leave. I would feel terrible. Like
Yeah.
which is amazing because that's what he should make you feel terrible. He's the heel. He should. But no,
Heel
I'd be
MJF
really
is the
mad.
best. And if he does come back, he needs to be a heel because face MJF was good. I liked it,
Yeah,
but it's ran its course.
but
It's
he's so over with the crowd as a
you
face
had
that
to. Yeah, you had to make him a
I don't
face.
know if he can be whatever he wants to be, but like it's gonna be weird.
How many times has he turned face as a heel? This man can flip
Oh,
flop so
he does it
much,
every week. He
and
does it
it's
every
so
week.
good. He has
Yep.
you believe it in the palm of his hands. Like,
Yep.
I really feel bad for this guy. Oh wait, no, he's a complete dick still.
Yep.
Let's just
But
think
yeah,
about the promo with CM Punk where he was talking about how he was a little Jew boy and things like that.
yeah.
And the crowd was like, "Oh man, I really feel so bad for this guy." Punk even went to hug him, like, "Oh, I feel so bad." And then obviously MJF low blowed him and choked him out and made him
Speaking
bleed.
of
And
that, Juice Robinson in one of the promos, he brought out a roll of quarters for him.
that was terrible. And Juice
That
Robinson hasn't been on TV
that
since.
I hope that's the reason. That's horrible.
I also agree. It's
Oh my
okay for
god.
MJF to tell the story, but
Yeah.
you don't make it seem like it's okay for us to do that
Yeah.
to people.
And especially when each week we're putting out commercials, MJF's like doing maybe not sponsored thing, maybe that's not the word, but like putting the word out there like, hey, like we need to advocate for, stopping Jewish hate and things of that nature. But like
Exactly, especially
and you're
at the
just
time
shoving it
that it
down our throats.
happened. You're
Exactly, you're
right.
throwing quarter come on.
I agree. No, that was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But enough about AEW. I don't think there's much more to talk about that's worth talking about. There is something going on right now with Jericho and Hook, and Jericho's got to steal the spotlight.
He's leeching off of the young talent.
I think that's the story they're telling this time, though.
Yeah, because he's been doing it for so long, it's
Yeah,
obvious.
because it looked like, I mean, obviously I got it on in the background. I'm not fully paying attention, but it looked like Taz was saying like, "Hey, you're not going to take advantage of my son," and then he
Yeah,
hit Taz, and now Hook's mad.
that is pretty good though.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of like it as much as I hate Jericho.
All right, what do you think? You wanna end the show on something you love
Yeah,
from the week?
we can wrap it up. We'll wrap it up here. What do you think was? I mean, I know the answer here, but I think every week we're gonna do something like this. What do you think is the best match of the week
Best match of the week.
across all shows?
Now I gotta remember what shows we just crossed. Oh, that's easy. Sami Zayn, Chad
I,
Gable, 100%.
I already knew the answer to that.
I just had to rethink on what shows I watched this week.
It
Yeah,
was incredible.
5 stars.
it's so much stuff of it was like easy things to do, but
Of
they did it
course.
so well. I
Um,
It really
and,
made me want to get back in the ring, to be honest.
and if you
I'm amped to get a car.
if you add the aftermatch aspect as well, makes it even better.
For sure, completely agree. That was just I called it,
No,
but
you did. Yeah.
I I just knew it would be the perfect moment, man. And they never really do it, so I was like, they're probably not gonna do it because it makes too much sense. But I'm in
Yeah.
a new era where things make sense, and it's awesome.
What about something you hate this week? You hate anything this week?
Do I hate anything this week in wrestling? Oh, do you hate anything in this week?
I hate people online like old Meltzer. Does that count?
Yeah, let's talk about Meltzer for a minute. This
I
man watched the same segment everybody watched
That's
with our
exactly where I
truth
was
getting,
going.
and I
Yep.
literally text you and said,
Yep.
"Man, this standing ovation for our truth is incredible."
Yep.
This man has the balls to go on his paid page thing that everybody pays money to see what this nerd in his office says and says, "Oh, our truth comedy just isn't working. I don't understand it, but it's not working. The
Listen to
crowd
how
does
dead the
not
crowd
care."
is.
Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about? Did you watch
Uh,
the same show?
yeah. I don't.
Clearly not. Like,
I
did you
hate the
watch it on
guy.
silent?
Yeah.
This
I
guy
I hate the
sucks.
guy.
And we take this
Triple H.
guy's word.
Like I even love like Triple H. Like when he's not making it awkward, but he's like, all right, this is. He's obviously trying to do it on purpose, but he's like, can I just get out of here? Like, give me
Yeah,
the
no,
belt. Like, let
exactly.
me
Yeah.
get out of here. You
And
do
he
your
just
thing.
left it at him. He's like,
Um,
it's
but
all
like
you, man. I'm
he
done.
built up he built up the Tommaso Ciampa Triple H joke for so long, and he finally got to use it on Triple H. It was amazing.
There's something I hate. I hate the Tommaso Ciampa, Shawn Michaels, DX, Triple H, Gargano joke.
Oh, I
I
mean, it
don't
makes
know.
sense though.
It just doesn't work
I
for
like
me. I
it.
mean, they're DIY, terrible theme song, but
Sure.
DIY, great tag team. They're great wrestlers.
Yep.
And I understand having entertainment, but they shouldn't be going along with what our truth is saying. They should be like,
No,
we're Gargano and Champa, man. Like, what are you talking about? And that's why they should kick their face off next week. Like,
I
I don't
think like
know.
if anybody's gonna go along with it, maybe the Miz because he's just tag partner and he's like whatever.
Right. And that makes sense. The Miz is like, guys, I mean, can we just play along? Like,
Yeah,
and
just
then,
for the match. Yeah.
yeah, then it makes sense. But they
Yep.
didn't do that. That's okay. What is something you're looking forward to this week?
Looking forward to this week. Well, now that you kind of planted it in my brain, AJ Styles, LA Knight, with the possibility of Buddy or Uncle Howdy.
Buddy Holly.
I was gonna say
I
Buddy
thought that's where
Murphy.
you were gonna
No,
go.
no, no, no. For some reason, I was like, oh, Buddy Murphy. No.
Oh, Buddy
Unc
Murphy, no
yeah.
Buddy.
um, Uncle Howdy. However, the match is gonna be great because their Mania match was great. We're gonna get another banger, and we get to see who sets up for the first title defense for Cody Rhodes.
I agree. I'm looking forward to that too, especially if they do it what I said. I don't think they're going to. They're gonna draw this thing out for months. It's
Probably
gonna,
we'll get the conclusion at SummerSlam probably.
and we're not gonna care. I mean, we'll care because we might be there live. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
probably be there live. Might do a live podcast there. That might
Now
be
that would
fun.
be cool.
Yeah,
Tailgate.
tailgate and podcast. We'll see. But anyways, they're gonna draw this out for months, man. It's not gonna. By the time it happens, we're not gonna care.
No. I think I
I just
already don't care. Like, because I wasn't expecting them to win to face each other, so I already don't care.
You already don't care about LA Knight and AJ Styles or Uncle Howdy.
I already don't care about Uncle Howdy in its own aspect because like it's been drawn out, but the LA Knight, I think the LA Knight AJ Styles, I think we're just gonna get the same match over and over. So like if we get them at SummerSlam, it's gonna be like okay, I'm kind of done with this. But I think Uncle Howdy, I think the hype train's kind of dying down, so we should have already had the reveal.
I don't. Either the hype train's dying down or just picking up because they were going crazy with that last QR code.
See, I think everybody had the initial hype because of the documentary, and I think there was a ton of hype. So of course you don't want to release it like next day or same day. Like you're not going to do it at WrestleMania. Obviously, I thought Raw after Mania would have been great, but now we're a couple weeks out and we're like, all right, can we just get it going?
Yeah,
Maybe that's just my perspective. I'm tired of the glitching screen already.
I agree. I mean, I love the original stuff with Bray Wyatt where they were doing it every week, and like I mentioned earlier, it was incredible storytelling. But at this point, I've seen it. I've been there. If you're not going to give me something new with this, I don't need to
Yeah.
see it for months. It's cool you're bringing it back. I do like that it's a tad bit darker than what
Mm-hmm.
Bray Wyatt was doing. It seems a little more crazier, a little more on edge. Like he's very upset that Bray's not there, and I like that.
But it's probably because we're going to Netflix, so we're gonna have different rules.
Possibly. So get some really cool stuff there. We'll see. But all right, I think that about wraps up this week in wrestling. Talked a little bit about
Yeah.
storytelling and whatnot. Next week we will do another week in wrestling. As we know, there's 52 weeks in a
Good
year.
job. Yes, sir.
52. So you're gonna get 52 weeks of wrestling from these guys right here.
Follow
Make
us.
sure you I was just gonna say, yeah. Make sure you
Yeah.
follow us.
I'm ahead of you.
You're ahead.
Follow us on the
Follow us,
socials. You gotta
like
listen
us,
to us on the YouTubes, the
subscribe us,
iTunes. Subscribe us, like us, comment us, share us,
do all of it.
join
All
us.
of it. Join us. Don't
Yeah.
join us.
No, why not?
I mean, like, don't like it's a 2-man podcast. It's not like a 3-man
Well,
or a
yeah.
4-man. No one's joining us. You could join us in the comments. That's fun.
Right.
But
Yeah.
don't join us on this.
All right. Till next time.
Alrighty, y'all. Have a good night.
Guy can't figure out how to end it.